Hello! No, you don't have to worry about adjusting your screen's color, and hopefully this video isn't too oversaturated. I'm just really sunburned, because I went to Brighton yesterday and had the bright idea to go sunbathing without suntan lotion. And I was like, there's no way the English sun is going to burn me. Well, look who's red in the face now. Me, because I'm sunburned. But that just goes to show that even though I think I'm pretty intelligent when it comes to mathematics, statistics, YouTube analytics, I'm definitely missing something in the common sense department. I've always been told that. In fact, just today, I found out that the camera that I've been using for 4 years has been used incorrectly for the last 3, ever since I moved to England. Because when I moved here, I had the option to change all the settings over to British, PAL. And I went, no way, America, NTSC, that's the way I'm gonna live my life. Stupid. That is why, despite the fact that most of you will probably have never noticed any of the lighting issues in my videos, you're like, Evan's videos are great. I know some YouTubers that I look up to and respect that watch them. They're like, ooh, Evan's got that flicker. And I'm like, you know what? I'm trying. I've messed with the shutter speed, the aperture, the ISO. I couldn't figure out why my videos always had flickering. It turns out it's because Americans' electricity is different than British people's. America runs off of 60 hertz. British people runs off of 50. The cameras actually work to help you. So lights will flicker if you have them set to the wrong setting. Oh my God, I just switched to British and now everything's perfect. Yeah, thanks England, you helped me out once more. But it's just a good example of how I just don't use my brain in the right context. Yeah, I'll be like, ooh, numbers. But something as simple as that. Now, when I was a kid, 8 years old, my mom used to have horses, except I lived in a suburb of Philadelphia, about like 15 miles from it, so there's not many places you can raise horses. So my mom had to drive about hour and a half away just to get to the stables that she had them. And she'd always take me over my 2 brothers because I was very quiet, I wasn't rambunctious, and I would just sit there and play my Game Boy. You give me a Game Boy, you give me some Pokemon, some Advanced Wars, I am set, okay? I'm gonna get that level 100 Blossom before the end of this trip. And at 11, I'd look at my watch and be like, oop, time for lunch, get a sandwich, put some Cheez-Its on it, boom. I'm a quiet little kid, okay? Unless I'm in school. So we do this once a week. I'd get to this stable after an hour and a half of driving, and then my mom would go riding horses, and I would just play more Game Boy. Halfway through, though, my mom would always give me 2 quarters, and she'd go get yourself a soda. And that was a treat for me, because they had orange soda at this soda machine. Okay, not this, like, yellowy Fanta that British people have that's, like, off Sprite. I don't know what they're trying to peddle there, but it is not orange soda. It's not even anywhere near the sun-kissed orange crushed nuclear neon-colored orange soda that I'm used to. But I loved this orange soda, so I'd always put the 2 quarters in, get my orange soda, be a good day. Except one day, my mom decided, hey, I want an orange soda too. Can you get me one? Here's $1. So I, being the bright little 8-year-old I am, I go up to the machine and I'm like, yes, something's not quite right here. So how am I going to put this $1 in? So I use my noggin and I fold the $1 up and just shove it in the coin slot. And it didn't work. So, what are the chances? So I went to my mom, she's like, Evan, where's my soda? And I was like, the machine isn't working anymore. And she had to get the person that owned the stables to go over there. And she was like, what did you do? And I was like, it didn't take my $1. And she's like, we only take coins. And I was like, So I never actually got that soda or ever again from that place because they had to pay for someone to come in and fix it and they just didn't want to. So I broke the soda machine. And maybe you're thinking, Evan, sure, you were 8 years old. You learned your lesson, right? No, a couple months ago, I had to put some money on my Oyster card, which is the travel card for London, and go to the machine, and take out my credit card, and then there's a blinking slot for me right there. So I stick my credit card in, and it goes, what? Oh God, that was the dollar bill slot. That's why I was blinking. I looked to the left, there's a slot for the credit card. What have I done? And I go over to the guy that works there, and I was like, sir, I put my credit card in the dollar bill slot. He was like, you did what? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, why would you do that? And I was like, it was blinking. He had to open up the entire box and find my credit card, which is at the bottom of this pile, covered in dust, almost shredded. And you know what? I didn't have any coins, so I had to have my friend buy me an Oyster ticket. That is how stupid I am, okay? Yeah, I know how much to pay, and I can do you all these mental maths and 9 times tables, but I can't figure out where to put a friggin' card. Maybe it's because I'm just really bright. And I'm like, when you get that triangle, trying to put it in the triangle hole as a kid, I'm like, we shouldn't be predestined, okay? I don't want to be a triangle. I want to be a star. I want to go through any hole I want. That sounds inappropriate, but you know what? Live your life, okay? Don't let others tell you what to do. I hope you liked this video. It's just a little bit of a personal video that has some random stories in it. If you did, please give it a like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I will see you guys next Sunday. Goodbye. That is just another example of how I'm not the brightest tool in the shed. Because how many tools are bright? I mean, do you have any light bulbs in your shed? I don't even know.